Hey guys. Um I've I've gone through a couple books trying to find something to read for literacy. I can't read My Teacher's an Alien. I don't have a copy. Um but this book seemed to have pretty good reviews. It's called Daniel the Drawer, like draw, drawer. So let's give it a shot. This is chapter 1. Did you make any new friends at school today? Mom asks, smiling at me as she wipes crumbs from the counter. Every day, it's the same question, and every day I give the same answer. They say adults are supposed to be smart, but maybe no one told Mom. I grab a carton of milk and take a gulp before she notices, then wipe away my milk mustache with my sleeve. Today I feel dramatic, so I puff up my chest and place my hands on my hip like a superhero before booming, "Annie is the only friend I need." If I owned a cape, I would make sure it flapped in the breeze behind me the whole time. But capes weren't on the shopping list for school clothes this year. Mom looks disappointed. I'm disappointed too. Capes are cool. Not as cool as samurai swords or skateboarding dogs, but still pretty awesome. Daniel, Annie is a nice girl, but it's not healthy to have only one friend. Parents always say stuff isn't healthy for you. Candy bars aren't healthy. Staying up all night watching television isn't healthy. Now being friends with Annie isn't healthy. Unless Mom means the time Annie sneezed right in my face and I ended up sick in bed for 2 days. I don't understand how having Annie as my friend can be bad. Really, Daniel? What if Annie moved away? Then you wouldn't have any friends. She's not going anywhere. She told me so. Her face grows serious. Promise me, you'll at least try to talk to other kids. Yeah, I roll my eyes, but make sure I turn my back first. Mom hates it when I roll my eyes. Only she can roll her eyes and get away with it. What's for dinner? Meatloaf, your favorite. Gross. I stick my tongue and make a gagging noise. I was going to warn you that Tommy's in the living room waiting for your sister, but since you're being a smarty pants, maybe I won't. Tommy, ugh. My sister Lila's latest boyfriend, Tommy, is the worst one yet. He plays in a band and has just enough hair on his chin to make it look like he super glued a caterpillar there. Tommy also likes to call me Buddy and punch me in the arm. I figured he can't remember my name. When we first met, Tommy called me Fritz for an entire day before Lila finally put a stop to it. I tiptoe down the hall past the living room door, but knock into the coat rack with my backpack. Like a hungry lion, Tommy pounces, jumping over the back of the couch and directly in front of me. Great. Buddy punches me in the arm as always. Ow, I whine. Before he can hit me again, I slip off my backpack and hide my arms behind it, like a knight with a shield. What's up, big guy? I try to answer him, but it's kind of hard since he put me in a headlock, his skinny forearm pressing into my windpipe. Up close, Tommy smells like microwave burritos and cat litter. He rubs his knuckles on the top of my head and I yelp. When the torture portion of our meeting ends, he lets me go and acts like nothing happened. Lila says you're a drawer. I'm pretty sure he means artist. But my head and arms still hurt, so I keep my mouth shut. I guess so, I shrug. Tommy smiles, makes the caterpillar wiggle. Well, keep practicing, buddy. Maybe if you get good enough, you can draw a cover of Revenge of the Lunch Lady. I back around him so that I can keep an eye on his hands. Yeah, okay, thanks. That'll happen. Revenge of the Lunch Lady is the name of Tommy's band, and their biggest show so far has been at the bowling alley. No one had been able to hear them over the thumps of bowling balls and crash of falling pins. That's probably for the best. The rest of the way to my room, I think about Mom's words. What if Annie moved away? It's possible to imagine life without my best friend. It's impossible to imagine life without my best friend. While all the other girls at school dress in pink and smell like flowers, Annie always smells like peanut butter and wears her brother's old jeans. Back in kindergarten, she ate an earthworm, and that's when I knew she was the one. The other kids tease us and say we're going to get married when we grow up. They make kissy noises when we walk past together, but that's gross. I don't want to kiss Annie. Annie eats earthworms, after all. Mom's being silly. Annie's not leaving. Once I reach my room, I sit down at my table and get to work. Dad put my table in front of the window so I can look out and draw nice pictures of trees and birds, but mostly I use the window as a launch pad for paper airplanes and plastic parachute men. Instead of trees and birds, I draw a lot of animals and super awesome machines nobody else has thought of yet. My favorite is a robot named Pizzabot that can bake a pizza and do my math homework at the same time. I drew a toaster that can tie shoes and smear peanut butter on bread for Annie too, but I still think Pizzabot is better. Or Pizza Bot. Guys, I don't know. I'm really sorry. Today I want to finish the animal I've been working on for a few days. I guess he's an animal. His head is round and soft like a teddy bear with shiny black eyes, but he's no ordinary teddy bear. Once I finish, the rest of his body will have long tentacles like an octopus. It's going to be awesome. In the middle of drawing Octobear's third oozing tentacle, my pencil lead snaps off. I growl and fling my wounded pencil out the open window before I realize it was my only pencil. Lila's in her room with her door open when I stomp by. She leans in close to the mirror on her dresser and dabs her eyelashes with a tiny black brush. Girls are weird. You'd never catch me poking myself in the eye with anything to look pretty. I poke my head into her room. Hey, you got a pencil? She stops, looks at me with the brush hovering near her eyeball. I flinch and look away. Just because Lila's my sister doesn't mean I want her to become a cyclops or wear a patch over her eye. No, Daniel, she replies, I do not have a pencil. Who died and made her an English teacher all of a sudden? She probably needs to help poor Tommy out, not me, since she can't even come up with a better word than drawer. I stalk away, taking back all the nice things I'd ever said about her, which weren't many. I want to ask Mom about pencils, but Tommy and his fists still lurk in the living room. Octobear needs more legs, but if Tommy punches me one more time, my arm's going to fall off. Without my arm, it'll be hard to draw. The only other place to look is in the attic. I'm not supposed to snoop around up there because Mom says I make a mess. This one time I found a bunch of brand new action figures Dad hadn't even opened yet. His face turned purple when he found me playing with them a few days later. Since then, the attic has been off limits for me. Octobear needs me, though. It takes a while, but I find a box of old art supplies buried under a fake Christmas tree and a bin of my old baby clothes. The stuff inside the box is mostly junk. I push aside a stack of paper with brown water spots and small containers of dried up paint until I feel something smooth and wooden. The wooden thing ends up being a case, and when I open it, there's a half-used pencil wrapped in green velvet. Yes! Why anyone would put a plain old pencil in a box like that, I don't know. But Dad is weird and keeps his toys in boxes too. With a shrug, I toss the cardboard box to the side and hurry back down to my room. I finish drawing the last of Octobear's limbs and start on a cat who will have a jetpack on his back when Mom calls me down for dinner. The meatloaf is extra dry tonight, and Dad talks for a whole 10 minutes about some market on Wall Street, wherever that is. As soon as I choke down the last awful bite, I run back to my room, ready to set a cat into orbit. Only one problem. There's a cat on my desk, and he looks kind of familiar. The cat stands up and puffs his snowy fur. "Hey, pal," he says. I rub my eyes and look over my shoulder towards the stairs, where the rest of my family is still talking about James Bond or something. I knew this day would come. Mom's meatloaf has finally driven me insane. "Not gonna answer me?" He closes his yellow eyes and shakes his head. "That's fine, but do me a favor, kid." My mouth hangs open. I try to speak, but the words get stuck inside of me. He turns to the paper lying on the desk next to him, and I see an empty space where his back should be. With his paw, he pats my cat drawing on the page. "Finish drawing me." I slam the door behind me and run downstairs as fast as I can. Mom says she wanted me to make new friends, and now I guess I have. So that was chapter 1. Let me know what you think. So far, I think it's a pretty good book. I'm intrigued. He drew half a cat and it ends up on his desk. I wonder what's going to happen next. If you've read this book, let me know. If you haven't read this book, let me know what you think is going to happen. All right, bye guys.